Hello guys, welcome to the first education session of MetaTrader 4, the programming languages. If you don't know anything about MetaTrader 4, the programming languages, don't worry, because I will teach you this program from beginning to advanced. Click on this icon or press the F4 key to enter the coding environment of MetaTrader 4. The MetaEditor window opens. In fact, here we are coding the expert indicator and the scripts. The first window I want to describe is the toolbox window. If you click on this icon, Ctrl+T, the toolbox window opens. You can move the toolbox window and place it up or down wherever you want. If you do not want this window, you can double-click and shrink it to have more space in the MetaEditor. You can double-click on it whenever you want to minimize it. There is a tab in the toolbox window that I will introduce in this session. The next window is the navigator, which you can place wherever you want. Inside the navigator window are our files. We can open them by double-clicking on it. You may be wondering where these files are located. To find the path of the files, click on the file and select Open Data and Folder. This window will open, and if you enter the MQL4 file, we can see exactly the same files. Every change you make here shows us here. For example, I add an MQL4 file and see the change. As soon as we added this file, it was added here as well. But the important point is that when you download an expert or indicator from the internet, put that expert or indicator here if it was an expert in this folder, if it was an indicator here. For example, I downloaded an expert with the suffix ex4 from the internet and paste this executable file in the expert folder. If you have an indicator, paste it in the indicator file. If you enter MetaTrader and click on the navigator icon, you can see this expert here. Let's go back to the MetaEditor to explain the rest of its files. In the image folder you can put your photos. If you want to put a sound for the alert indicator or expert that you should not put here in WAV format, we will see these in the MetaTrader path that we installed, which is in a folder called Sound. If you go to the sound folder, you will see that there are audio files with the prefix WAV. I click on one of these to use your indicators and experts. For example, when the price reaches a certain level, a sound is played. But let's go to the MetaEditor guide. If we go to the Help tab and select the first option. Here you can find information about Toolbox and Navigator. But more importantly, how do we access the MQL4 reference, a description of the functions used in the source code? We enter the Help tab and select the MQL4 option. This is the window for the MQL4 language reference. In this reference, all functions are explained to us and examples are given for some functions. For example, in the Expert folder, I select the MACD simple file. Suppose I want to know a description of order select. It does not talk about coding, it describes the MetaEditor, what its features are and how to use it. For example, we need experience about order select, select the order select, and press F1 on the keyboard. A window will open and give us an explanation of the order select. If the text is small for you, you can click on the window and enlarge it with the cursor mouse. You can also make the text smaller and larger for yourself with the negative and positive buttons on the keyboard. Before that, you have to click on the window once. As for the tools here, you can customize them for yourself. Right-click on it to delete or add any tools you did not need. As for the Search Meta Editor, if you click on this icon, you will see that you have three options. One of them is Find in Document. In this option, it will find any phrase you have in this document for you. For example, I search for MACD, and I click on the icon and select the Find in Document option. If you hit the Enter key on the keyboard or click on this icon, searches for MACD in this document. You can press the Enter key again and it will search for MACD for the second time. If you want to search for this phrase in all files in the navigator, you must use the Find in Files option. And searches for MACD in Navigator files and displays it in Toolbox in Search tab. Here it shows how many of these phrases are found and in which line of the file. If you double-click on it, the file will open for you and it will show it with an arrow. And the last search option is related to the MQL5 site. If you select this option and connect to the internet, every phrase you type and press the Enter key on the keyboard will search for this word on its own site. Articles, related to articles on the site, the phrase MACD is found in it, and products are on the site and the phrase MACD is found in it. And the best codes are the experts and indicators in which the word MACD is found. The tabs of the articles in the Toolbox window are new articles that are published on the site. Display the name of the article and its category along with the date. You can get the information of that article by double-clicking on it. I double-click on an article and you can see it in the description of this article. The next tab is the best code that users have published, which is available to everyone for free. Here you can see that the name of the expert or indicator is specified, and the description of this expert or indicator is given and the date is specified here. There are also MQL4 library files here. For example, I click on one of these codes and select it. You will see that the link opens here. You can download this indicator here. I close the toolbox window. The code we write here is stored in MQL4 format. This format is not executable for the computer and must be compiled. When we have finished our code, we click on the Compile button. When we compile the code, if an error is found, it will be displayed in the toolbox window. Also, when we compile the file, an executable file is created next to the MQL4 file. I right-click on this file, and you will see that a file with the same name was created with the difference that it is an executable file. This file is used in MetaTrader and is in machine language. If I enter MetaTrader in the navigator window, the files we see are all executable. This means that if you forget to compile your code, you will have no executable file and you cannot run it. So, when we have coded an expert or indicator, you must compile it so that we can use it in MetaTrader. You might like to change the color of the fonts and background. Sometimes it is necessary to have a dark background so as not to irritate the eyes. Therefore, in the Tools tab, we enter the options. Here you can apply the changes and show a preview of it. For example, I want to change the text, background and number. You can change their colors to your liking. I go back to the tools and hit the reset button to return the default changes. To change the font, you can go to the same path and select the font option. In this session, we got acquainted with the MetaEditor environment, and in the next session, we will continue the introductory discussion of MQL4. Thank you for watching the video and look forward to our next video.